All across the United States, enormous windowless warehouses, commonly called AI data centers, are springing up faster than ever before.
Meta Platforms says it will invest $600 billion in American infrastructure and jobs over the next 3 years, including AI data centers.
Some of the largest AI data centers are projected to consume electricity on the scale of tens of thousands of homes, almost reaching the demand of mid-sized cities. Yet once they're built, many of these facilities employ relatively few permanent workers. The number of hyperscale data centers has doubled in less than 5 years, with more than half of the world's capacity now located in the United States.
Data centers have a voracious appetite for electricity.
According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the average retail residential price for 1 kilowatt hour of electricity in the U.S. has increased by about 6.5% over the past year. And evidence is mounting that data centers are part of this conversation, possibly irritatingly so.
Construction spending has surged to an annualized pace of over $40 billion, driven by massive projects in states like Ohio and Louisiana. Trillions of dollars are flowing into a rapidly expanding AI infrastructure ecosystem. But for local communities, the first effects are higher electricity bills and extra strain on the grid. This is why the AI boom could become the most expensive software upgrade in history, one whose costs are likely to be felt far beyond the data centers themselves. So the big question remains, are these AI megasites building a brighter, more productive future? Or are they monuments to computational power, with the broader system left to absorb the cost? Data from the Electric Power Research Institute shows U.S. data centers are on track to consume between 4.6% and 9.1% of total electricity sales by 2030. This sudden spike ends the low-growth era of the grid, forcing an expensive rebuild of the system that was never budgeted for. This isn't just a big tech problem, it's a neighbor problem. Because these facilities require 24/7, always-on power, utilities are often forced to keep aging coal plants online to maintain grid stability. We are essentially subsidizing the most profitable companies in history, Microsoft, Google, and Meta, by paying higher rates to build the power lines they require for their private gain. When local politicians announce a new $5 billion AI megasite, the headline is always about jobs, but there is a massive technical asterisk attached to that promise. During the construction phase, you see thousands of workers. But once the concrete dries and the servers are racked, these sites become ghost warehouses. According to staffing benchmarks from Broadstaff, a 40-megawatt facility typically only employs around 45 permanent staff. For a facility that costs more than a nuclear power plant to build and consumes enough electricity to power a small city, the long-term workforce remains minimal, consisting mostly of high-level thermal engineers, IT technicians, and security guards. This creates a hollow economic effect. In a traditional manufacturing plant, 1,000 employees buy lunch locally, rent homes, and contribute to local school taxes. A data center, however, may have a massive physical footprint, but a much smaller human footprint. As documented by the National Community Reinvestment Coalition, this can lead to what is known as economic leakage, where local land and resources are used, yet a disproportionate share of the wealth generated flows back to corporate headquarters in major tech hubs such as California or Washington. The drain isn't just about jobs, it's about the sheer intensity of the technology. Modern AI chips, specifically the Nvidia H100 and Blackwell B200 series, consume up to 700 to 1,000 watts per chip. When you pack tens of thousands of these into a single site, you create a heat island. To keep these chips from failing, these centers use millions of gallons of water daily. Research from Virginia Tech confirms that 1/5 of these facilities draw from water-stressed watersheds, directly competing with local residents for groundwater.
That's right. Our investigative team has previously reported on data centers and how they can affect your electric bill, but another issue lies in their immense water usage. And when a small town already has a history of water pollution, adding over 30 data centers on top of that only accelerates the problem.
Everybody's worried about AI being energy intensive. We can solve that when we get off our ass and stop being such idiots about nuclear, right? That's solvable. Water is the fundamental limiting factor to what is coming in terms of AI.
I was quite shocked when I saw the number of AI computing's water needs.
Why would a town agree to this? The answer lies in the incentive trap. To lure big tech giants, states are entering high-stakes bidding wars, offering staggering tax breaks that most local businesses could only dream of. According to the watchdog group Good Jobs First, over 24 states have now adopted these specialized subsidy programs. In some states, These exemptions are now projected to cost taxpayers over $2 billion in a single year. On paper, it sounds like a win, a high-tech neighbor bringing prestige and innovation. But in reality, once the construction crews leave, these massive facilities require very few permanent employees to stay running, sometimes costing taxpayers millions of dollars for every single job created. In some cases, the cost to the taxpayer is eye-watering. An analysis of a project in New York showed that the tax breaks equated to nearly $6.4 million per permanent job created. This is money that could have funded hospitals, bridge repairs, or police departments. Instead, it is a direct drain on the public purse to subsidize the capital expenditures of the world's most cash-rich companies.
The mad rush to build data centers is sparking a massive boom in tax breaks, and this is because legislators across the country doling out billions in sales tax exemptions to try to attract some very big tech companies. While there's no question the tax incentives are luring those businesses, there's a big debate over whether it's a fair trade.
As these megasites expand, they are significantly tightening the supply of available industrial land. According to the Commercial Edge 2026 National Industrial Report, the demand for power-intensive infrastructure is shifting the entire development landscape, with data center construction now accounting for a substantial portion of new industrial projects across the U.S. Because major tech firms possess the capital to secure land near high-capacity power lines at a premium, traditional manufacturers are increasingly being displaced. When a company seeks to build a facility for producing shoes, vehicles, or furniture, industries that drive high-density employment, they often find that land costs and energy access have become prohibitive. This surge in AI infrastructure is competing directly for the same resources required for a domestic manufacturing renaissance, creating a critical bottleneck for diversified industrial growth. We are currently trapped in a cycle where the operational risks of the AI boom are socialized, while the profits remain privatized. This shift creates a threefold burden on the public. 1. The consumer pays through higher utility bills. According to the Bank of America Institute, average utility payments rose 3.6% year over year as of late 2025, driven by grid investments for data center build-outs. 2. The local worker loses out as high-density employment land is repurposed for massive megasites that prioritize server density over human job growth. 3. The taxpayer pays through massive corporate subsidies and the rapid expansion of energy infrastructure. As noted by the Bank of America Institute, the U.S. is essentially anchoring its energy future on a productivity story. The hope that AI will eventually create enough efficiency to pay back these massive capital expenditures. But until that happens, the physical infrastructure of AI is acting as a giant vacuum, sucking up energy, land, and money from the broader economy. If we don't change the social contract of how these megasites are built, we might find ourselves with the world's smartest software, running on a grid that the average person can no longer afford to use. We cannot allow the digital future to be built by bankrupting the physical present. It is time to demand that the industries driving this demand also carry the cost of the infrastructure they require.
It's not an easy thing to live with. I mean, it's what we have to do, so it's what we do.
A small town home to big industry, thirsty for change.